If you're a mid-sized truck, you need to keep evolving. Unless you're a Tacoma, then just keep doing what you're doing because people can't stop buying you for some reason. Everyone else needs to change though, as we can see with the Colorado. This is the 2023 Chevrolet Colorado, and it's here with a fresh turbocharged engine, a fully reworked interior, and maybe a little too much design work on the outside. So, about that exterior. This falls into the category of vehicle where someone should have taken the pen away from the design team at some point. We've got creases, lines, undulations, and a whole lot more that doesn't need to be there, especially on a truck. You can make a truck look cool without adding a bunch of perceived flair to it. Nissan crushed it with the Frontier redesign. The Ranger looks simple and cool, and the prior Colorado had a nice, clean look to it. This one here, it's just a bit too much, but it starts to look a little better when you climb up the trim ladder. Chevy offers the Colorado as a work truck, LT, Z71, ZR2, and a new Trail Boss trim. Each one has a great interior too because the Colorado now features an 11.3-inch center touchscreen and an 8-inch digital cluster display. You can customize both to show you what you need to see. More so though, I like the design work on this interior space. Like its bigger brother Silverado, Chevy has done good work on the inside of this thing. Under the hood, there's good news too, because Chevy is going with a 2.7-liter turbocharged engine that's offered in a variety of power outputs. The work truck and LT model use the standard setup, which makes 237 horsepower and 259 pound-feet of torque. Those models can opt for the 2.7-liter Turbo Plus though, which jumps to 310 horsepower and 390 pound-feet of torque, and also comes standard on the Z71 and Trail Boss models. Finally, the 2.7-liter Turbo High Output cranks out the same 310 horsepower, but jumps the torque figure to 430 pound-feet. This engine comes standard on the ZR2, and both the Turbo Plus and Turbo High Output are set up for a max tow capacity of 7,700 pounds. All three versions of the engine are paired with an 8-speed automatic gearbox. As for the meat of the truck stuff, Chevy has the 2023 Colorado sitting with a wheelbase that's 3.1 inches longer over the outgoing model. The front overhang is tightened up to help improve approach angle, and the truck sits different depending on the trim you opt for. The Work Truck LT and Z71 sit at the standard height. The Trail Boss model pushes the track width out by 4 inches and gets a 2-inch factory lift. Finally, the ZR2 gets that same beefy track width, but sits 3 inches higher compared to the standard truck. And it also, of course, gets the supremely impressive Multimatic dampers. Depending on what you're doing with the truck, the Colorado can be placed into one of 5 different drive modes. You have normal for everyday stuff, tow haul for towing and hauling, a general off-road mode, a terrain mode, which is for lower speed rock crawling type stuff, and finally a Baja mode, used when you're blasting higher speed trails or in the open desert. When you are towing, the hitch guidance camera-based system found on the Silverado is now standard on the Colorado. Do note though that the max trailering setup on the ZR2 dips to 6,000 pounds, compared to the available 7,700 you can get on the other models, even though the automaker touts the higher output version of the engine as hitting the same tow rating. That's weird. Regardless, it's looking like a well-engineered and useful truck. The bed has plenty of tie-downs. There's an available 110-volt outlet, and the tailgate can support up to 500 pounds if you're hauling longer loads. As for the more ZR2 specific stuff, that version of the Colorado gets 33-inch tires on 17-inch wheels, a 342 gear setup for the rear axle, and front and rear electronic locking differentials. There's also a ZR2 Desert Boss package that swaps in beadlock capable wheels, a different bumper and front fascia, and a roof-mounted light bar. I've got no price information for you on the 2023 Colorado just yet. Production kicks off in the first part of 2023 though, and Chevy says it will reveal the prices as we get closer to that. For now, enjoy some ZR2 action.